So when you go through a trial with a client and they're proven not guilty, after that's all said and done, what happens from that stage for them? I mean, obviously they're left back in good standing, but that time is lost. How are they accepted back in with open arms?
It really depends on the command. Yeah, you could have a really vindictive command. Again, in terms of the vindictiveness, the Marine Corps leads the pack on this, right? And so you can have a command that's very vindictive and says, well, he won because he had a technicality or a good lawyer or the system didn't work. So they can't accept the fact that this person who was charged really was not guilty. And so often what we'll see then, I'll even see service members where the command tries to administratively separate them. Saying, well, we need to get you to a court martial where now we're going to try to administratively separate you for similar types of misconduct. There's a whole other series of videos I could do on that. But I've seen that before. I've seen cases where the command's out to get them. And now the spotlight's on them. They're looking for any type of minor infraction to get back at them or some type of retribution. I've seen that as well. That's not the majority of the time, but I've seen that. What I'd like to see and what command should happen is they're back in the fight. And I've seen cases where a service member is clear, the very next day, their command's got them back to work. They're talking to their detailer, they're talking to branch, they're getting the TCS orders to a new command or getting a transfer somewhere else. They get a fresh start and they're right back at it. One service member I represented him. He was an Army soldier for attempted murder. It was a very, very significant case. It was out in Korea. He was in pretrial confinement awaiting trial. He was charged with a pretty gnarly stabbing out in the Itaewon area, and he was fully acquitted. And so he was found not guilty of all charges and specifications. And we tell you what, the command was pissed off. I'm bringing into him many years later in Germany, and he was a E7 and he was an E4 at the time. So he had promoted, he changed branches. He actually moved over and became a paralegal of all things. He was not a paralegal, and he was a paralegal, and he is doing outstanding. And so this is a client I represented quite a while ago on attempted murder charges that were high visibility, had a lot of media on it. We were able to show that our client did not commit this offense. He was found not guilty of all charges and specifications, and he's doing outstanding things. Right? Again, so you have these cases, and it's crazy how big the military is, but how small it is. I've run into clients I've defended years later, and they're doing great things. They've promoted and they've moved on with their life, and they've got their life and career back. And that's what should happen, but it doesn't always happen. And if you're in a position where you've been found not guilty and the command's still screwing with you, you've got to elevate that. And there are ways to do that. We can get out of that commands, change commands, and move on with your career. Because if you're in a toxic commanding climate where you have a battalion commander or a company commander or a platoon sergeant or first sergeant that wants to get retribution because they think they know more than what the jury actually knows, that is a toxic environment that you need to speak with an attorney to get out of, whether that's us or someone else, but that is the situation you need to get out of ASAP. If you're one of these scenarios where the government's accused you of something very serious and it could cost you your future, your freedom, or your career, you need someone who's been there and done that. Give me a call. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I've been to trial over 500 times with a track record that I'll put up against anyone. If you want to take it to the next level, get on my calendar, let's do a call, and let's go win your case.